Hello, guys. What's going on, guys? What do you guys think about the debate, man? The presidential debate between Biden and Trump. It was quite interesting. I've never seen a debate like this. This was like total chaos from the beginning to the end. I'm gonna give you my perspective. This is gonna be my perspective. Then I'm gonna have another perspective that's gonna come from Kyle Kulinski, and I'm gonna after he comes out with his review, I'm going to talk about my review against his reviews, but for now I'm going to talk about my perspective specifically from the debate. This is going to be my point of view, and then the other one's going to be a comparison between Kyle Kulinski and mine. So this is where I am, guys. Like, basically this debate was quite interesting. I never seen a debate like this. It's like it was chaotic from the beginning, and basically we're going to start small, and then we're going to discuss the clip by clip what happened. Those were the most tense moment of the debate. Let's look at it, guys. Thank you.
The last 4 years, you have promised to repeal and replace Obamacare, but you have never in these 4 years come up with a plan, a comprehensive plan to replace Obamacare.
Of course I have.
Well,
I got rid of the individual mandate.
I'm going to give you an opportunity.
I got rid of the individual mandate, which was a big chunk of
Obamacare.
That is absolutely a big thing. That was the worst part of Obamacare.
Sir,
Chris, that was the worst part of Obamacare.
Let me ask my question.
Well, I'll ask Joe. The individual mandate was the most unpopular aspect of Obamacare. I got rid of it.
I'd like you,
and we will protect people with
President, I'm the
pre-existing
moderator of this
conditions.
debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you can answer.
Go ahead.
So my question, sir, is what is the Trump healthcare plan?
Right. Well, first of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. Let me just...
Hello, yes. How you doing, guys? Okay, so this is what's going on here. I think this was what they call a zinger from Trump, and I think I'm not on the Trump team, but I think it was effective a little bit, but it's not gonna land. It was like a good zinger that's not gonna land, but it kind of makes sense, like a little bit, because it seems like Chris Wallace was talking more, and Chris Wallace was a bit more aggressive, and Chris Wallace was putting his foot down on Trump, and Trump said, "Hey, I'm debating you." It looked like, I'm not debating this guy because this guy's cognitive issue. That's what he's trying to bring up, and I think it was kind of like a little bit effective, but not good enough. It's still messed up the way Trump did it, because he was like over the line, overboard. He was talking over people. Doesn't make you more strong, doesn't make you a leader. It's the opposite. It works the opposite way. As you have seen, many people lost attraction on Trump after the debate. It actually became worse. But that doesn't mean Trump cannot win the elections, guys. But let's look at a more tense moment in the debate. Let's talk about it. But it's quite interesting. He's talking over Chris Wallace. He thinks this is going to show strength. Trump always wants to show strength. That's basically the way he thinks. The only thing he thinks about is strength. So let's see.
You're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why would you answer that question?
The question is,
the radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's on your list?
Right, gentlemen, I think
this is so
He's going to pack the court.
we have
We
have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it? And I'm going to eliminate those texts. Make sure you, in fact, let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why would you answer that question?
The question is,
the radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's on your list?
Gentlemen, I think
this is so unprecedented.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it? And I'm going to eliminate those texts and make sure that we invest in the people who, in fact, need the help. People out there need help.
But why didn't you do it over the last 25 years?
Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator, and
you're the worst president America has ever had. Come on.
As you can see, your Joe got a little bit mad, man. Can you shut up, please? This guy is frustrated. And Trump is talking about packing the court. There was the new Supreme Court justice that Ruth Bader died. So then Trump elected somebody to replace her right away, and basically the way that the Democrat can counteract that is by filling the court to have like a more even number, so that it can benefit the Democrat more. So right now if Trump elects this Supreme Court justice, I think there's going to be more Republican Supreme Court justices. So that's what he was asking him. Are you going to pack the court? Are you going to fill the court with one more, two more justices? And Joe Biden wasn't willing to answer the questions. So what that does, that tell you that Joe Biden is telling people, hey, there's a possibility I might fill the court up. I might do it. You never know. It could be an option, but I cannot say it right now. So, but Trump and Chris Wallace wanted to know, hey, are you going to do that? Or are you going to accept how many justices we have now? And that's the way this debate went. But we got more coming for you. Let me know.
Of all the lies he's told you about the whole issue relating to COVID, he still hasn't even acknowledged that he knew this was happening, knew how dangerous it was going to be back in February, and he didn't even tell you. He's on record as saying it. He panicked, or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two, because guess what? A lot of people died, and a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
Mr. President?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. With you,
Go ahead. Wait a minute. You get the final word.
So here it is, guys. Like Trump is making a big deal out of Biden calling him not smart. Hey, you're not that smart. And then Trump is like, don't ever do that again, Joe. You're not the smart one. I think that part was kind of hilarious for me. So basically, Trump is running for election as a public servant to the American people, not about himself. It's not about the people, not about America, but it's about himself. Did you call him smart? Trump not once throughout the debate pointed at the American people, I'm going to be here for you. Biden did that. So that was a better strategy, to say that, no, look at the camera and talk to the American people. But Trump is all about himself. You didn't call me smart. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Like, come on. I mean, I hate to say this. There's some little policies on the Republican side that I like. There's some ideology on the Republican side that I like. But a guy like Trump is the worst symbol, that the worst guy that they can pick to lead their party. He's the worst. You know what I'm saying? They have better people that they can pick. I don't know. There's better Republican that they can pick. The whole, I don't know. The politics is all messed up these days. Like, that's the best you can get. This makes the Republicans look so bad. I mean, I hate to say this. A guy like Trump. But Biden is not better also. He's not that better, but it's the lesser of two evil. We're picking Biden because he's a little bit better than Trump. But Biden is he's a mess too. He voted for the Iraq war. So they're both a mess, but Biden is a little bit better. And I'm hoping that people that are smart can see this. A little bit better, a little bit more decent. And Trump has too much chaos. And guys, people that vote for Trump or don't vote for Trump, remember, don't ever call them not smart. Don't ever do that. What kind of president is this? He cares about you call him smart or not smart. Okay, so let's look at more and let's see what happened.
No, can I be honest? It's a very important question. He stood up.
The answer to the question is no.
Ukraine.
No, sir.
With $1 billion, if you
that is absolutely not true.
You're going to have
true,
gentlemen. I hate to raise my voice, but I see it seems to be. Why shouldn't I be different than the two of you? I think that the country would be better served if we allowed both people to speak with fewer interruptions. I'm appealing to you, sir, to do that.
Well, and him too.
Well, frankly, you've been doing more interrupting.
That's
than
all right, but he does plenty.
Well, less than sir, less than
plenty.
No, less than you have. Let's please continue on. Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you prepared to specifically
do it?
Well, go ahead,
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
You want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
white supremacists.
White supremacists and right militia.
Stand back and stand by.
My son was in Iraq. He spent a.
Guys, as you've seen, this is Trump's best condemnation, like to push against the Proud Boys. Stand down and stand back. That's it, and that's the best he can come up with to denounce those people. So it's kind of like you're a commander-in-chief, you're telling your military to stand down and stand back. That's not denouncing. That's giving them the command, just hold on with all your weapon. You see what I'm saying? So that is a bad denunciation. But I hate to say this, I don't know if I missed this. Chris Wallace should also do the same toward Biden. Biden, are you willing to denounce Antifa? Because we have Antifa on the left, we have the white supremacy on the right. Of course, they're not the same. Antifa has a right, they have like the ideology is the right ideology, because Antifa means anti-fascist, which is we need that. But the way Antifa goes about trying to knock down anti-fascism, it's wrong. It's like it's burning building. It's like rioting a lot of time. It's like they become too violent, you know. So the message is lost. And Black Lives Matter has to be careful with that too. Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they have to be careful that they don't lose the message. And I think like Black Lives Matter is a group that is a very good group. They have the correct idea, but there are factions that are clothed under Black Lives Matter and Antifa that are doing the wrong thing. And Black Lives Matter and Antifa do not go out and say that, no, those guys are not us. This is not us. This is not what we are doing. Like, for example, there was a Black Lives Matter or Antifa group that went into a restaurant and they started to drink people's drinks. You don't do that. You know, people are eating their food. You don't bother people. That's not what you are here. You know, but they call themselves Black Lives Matter, but I don't think they are. They're not part of the main group, the main ideology. So you have to separate the people. Antifa is also the same. You know what I'm saying? You have to denounce. But on the right wing also, the white supremacy, they have to be denounced by the Republican. The Republican cannot say like what Trump did was the big mistake. This was a big mistake, and to make it on national TV, and this is embarrassing all the other people that are following him. He refuses to denounce them, so that means that all the other people that follow Trump are kind of racist. It's kind of, they might not tell you, but they are. I'm sorry, you know, they are kind of racist, like in a way, but not maybe a hardcore like Trump, but they kind of like, you know, they turn a blind eye to the racism, and that's not good. That's not a good. You cannot be complacent, both on the left and the right. You cannot be complacent.
Loser. He was
Supremacist and
Would you like me to condemn?
white supremacist and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by.
My son was in Iraq. He spent a year there. He got the Bronze Star. He got the Conspicuous Service Medal. He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
Are you talking
like
about
hell.
Hunter? Are you talking about Hunter?
I'm talking about my son, Beau Biden. You're talking about.
I don't know Beau. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter
you know
got
Beau.
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. He
For
wasn't dishonorably.
cocaine use. And he didn't have a job until you became vice president. And once you
None of
became
that
vice
is
president,
true.
he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other places.
true.
He
My
made a
son-
fortune.
My son.
And he didn't have a job.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it, and I'm proud of him.
But why was he
I'm proud of
given
my
tens
son.
of millions
All right,
of
But
dollars?
he wasn't given
All right,
tens of
he
millions
was
of
given
dollars. That
tens
is
of
totally,
millions of
that's
dollars.
President Trump-
totally
President
discredited.
You've already been
Totally discredited.
We've already been through this. I think the American people would rather hear about more substantial
So do I.
subjects. Well, you know, as the moderator, sir, I'm going to make
I know,
a
but when
judgment call
somebody
here.
gets $3.5 million
Okay, right.
from the
Let's
mayor
talk
of
about-
Moscow,
let's
That
talk
is
about-
I
not
think
true.
it's a
Gentlemen,
terrible
That
thing.
report is totally
Why did he get
discredited.
it?
I
Mitt
think,
Romney on that committee said it wasn't worth taxpayers'
Gen-
money. That report is written for political reasons.
you know, I'd like to talk about climate change.
So would I.
Okay.
He's Putin's puppy. He still refuses to even say anything to Putin about the bounty on the heads of American soldiers.
Your son got
And-
$3.5 million.
That's right. By the way,
Mr.
my
President,
son.
wait a minute. Mr. President, your campaign agreed to both sides would get 2-minute answers uninterrupted. Well, your side agreed to it, and why don't you observe what your campaign agreed to as a ground rule, okay, sir?
He never keeps his word.
Because-
Can you add
No,
back, sir?
no,
He's
I'm
a
not
person
asking.
that's
That
not
was a
yelling.
rhetorical
He
question.
went with.
I kind of like what Chris Wallace did at the end there. He put a stop and say, hey, your campaign agreed that 2 minutes. This is what you're going to do. And why are you breaking the law, the rule? That was the rule, and you agreed to it. Why am I breaking the rule? Because I break the rules. That's kind of what Trump is saying. Hey, I don't abide by rules. And that shows his character. You know, this is the kind of guy that can, you know, he would do anything to win. So that was a good call from Chris Wallace. And Trump, it looked like, to me, he fall right into he fall right in it. Like, you're not supposed to allow the moderator, don't make the moderator teach you things, like discipline you like a little kid. And Chris Wallace pointed at Trump specifically, not Biden. So that makes Biden automatically look better, you know. And Trump is like, you know, he doesn't understand those things. It's weird, man. It's like, I can't understand this guy. It's like weird. Okay, all right.
Mr. Vice President,
Stupid bastards.
I
And he
did
said
not
it on
say-
tape. He said,
Mr.
stupid bastards. He
Please,
said
sir,
it.
stop.
I would never
I
say
would
that.
Play
Stop.
it. Play it.
go ahead.
You're
Mr.
on
Vice
tape.
President answered his final question.
The final question is, I can't remember which of all his rantings.
I'm having a little
much
trouble-
too much.
I'm having a little trouble myself, but
And this guy.
I want to see an honest
okay,
ballot count.
gentlemen, you say that's the end of it.
Listen,
This is the
I
end
wanna
of this
see an
debate.
honest ballot count.
We're
And I
going to
think
leave
he
it
does
there.
too.
To be continued as in more debates as we go on.
Guys, as you have seen, this
From the
was
very start, the debate devolved.
this was rough, man. This was a shit show. It wasn't beautiful at all. There was nothing to be proud of. But you know, we got two mediocre candidates. Trump sucked, Biden kind of sucked too, and you know, this is the best we could get out of all those guys. All those guys that you see during the primary for the Democratic, that's the guy that they picked, Biden, a guy that he's struggling mentally, but he did better than before. But it's still a low bar. I'm thinking Biden was gonna come out like a little bit more aggressive, and I did not like the fact that Biden was smiling too much. Don't smile with Trump. Don't laugh. Be very hard, but you don't have to go down on his level. But be very strong. Be a commander in chief, and it's not a joke what's going on. 200,000 people died. I don't think it was good for him to smile. Don't smile at it. Show that you really care about those people that died. That would be a better strategy for Biden. But he still did pretty good. He beat Trump. Trump sucks so much that he still beat Trump like 60-28. I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. But who knows? And I don't hate the Republican ideologies. I do not hate it. Some of the stuff that they say, I kind of like it, but I kind of feel like I want to mix the best idea of both sides for me. That's the way I look at this whole political world, man. Guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more coming. I love politics. And I'm more of an independent thinker. I'm not like on the left or the right. I'm also spiritual, so I want people to start to be like that. Like, don't be attached to any party, to any ideas. Look at ideas as they come, and then if it's good, you take it. If it's not good, you get rid of it, and that's it. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Thank you.